right, let's go to tight ends. And Jamie, why don't you kick off the tight end discussion? We did this preview on July 31st, so it has been 3 weeks since we've done that position preview. And one of the changes is obvious. Jonnu Smith at the time was tight end 10. Now he's tight end 16. But one of the guys who's risen is Tyler Warren. He's now a round 9 pick. He's pretty popular. Mark Andrews, though, remains ahead of Tyler Warren. It's not someone that we're really advocating for, I think, in Mark Andrews, especially in full PPR. But Jamie, how do I draft tight end this year?
You draft great or late. I don't know if you've ever heard that before, but it's a good strategy.
You're on the clock, so I'll let you make your pick in IDP.
Oh, it's okay. I'm going to take Justin Jefferson for the first time.
I will just say that I think I still would take Andrews over the rookies. There may be more pass attempts for the Colts this year. I would say there will probably be significantly more passing yards and touchdowns for the Ravens this year.
So let me just clarify. It's not so much him going ahead of the rookies, but it's just I feel like he's tight end 7, I think, in ADP. Mark Andrews going 76th overall. I feel like we don't pull the trigger there.
Oh,
right?
No, not at all.
I think part of that is the injury designation for Isaiah Likely. If we find out that Likely is going to miss the start of the season, you could justify Mark Andrews in this spot and miss start season being on the pup list. Like if he's going to be ready early in the season, then it's hard to say Mark Andrews is going to be in this spot. So it's, he scored 11 touchdowns. He combined for 11 touchdowns the previous 2 years. If his targets don't go up, he averaged 4.1 targets per game. Like that's miserable. So he's got to be more involved, and he will be more involved if Likely's not there. And so if you're gambling and Likely may miss the start, we don't know how long this foot injury may linger. It may pay off for you in a big way. It just feels like it's too rich though.
All right, real quick.
I'm gonna interrupt this time because I tried to tell you about 45 minutes ago, but now we're in the tight end section. Darren Waller's off the pup.
Oh, okay, great. Where do you guys have Brock Bowers ranked overall?
Overall, 23.
25.
12.
23, 25, and 12. Okay, big difference there. How about Trey McBride?
24.
24, one spot ahead of Bowers in PPR.
20.
All right. So he's
on the clock
on those two.
You're on the clock, buddy.
Yeah, I know. Let's go with Neighbors. And where do you have George Kittle ranked?
30th.
31.
40.
Okay. We've been pretty clear, I think, on obviously it differs by analysts, but how we feel about those top 3. Now,
Kyron in round 1.
So we're doing the Superflex Dynasty League that I told you about with Heath, and I started with Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. And now we're doing this non-dynasty full PPR league where we start 3 receivers, and I'm going to start with Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. It's just so. But Achane. Ooh. No, I'm not.
Do it.
I'm gonna take Brian Thomas Jr.
Wow,
Because you know what? And this is live. This is like live action, right? I'm doing this thinking, I'm probably going to take Travion Henderson or Omarion Hampton if he falls to me late in round 3. And then I'm probably going to end up with Isaiah Pacheco, who I love, in round 5 or something like that. And then I'll be fine with my running backs. Also, this just goes to show you, like Kyron Williams just went 12th overall to Jake Seeley, who knows what he's doing, right? Great analyst. You can look at ADP all you want. You can prepare. All it takes is one person in your league to do a pick that you did not expect, and all of a sudden you get great value, or what you perceive as great value. I can't believe it's just one player, but I can't believe Brian Thomas Jr. fell to me.
I just got Puka at 18.
Exactly. I know that you might just be really benefiting from some early season panic. All right, tight end. So here's the tough call, I think, at tight end, right? Hawkinson's been good. I think he was top 7 per game every year until last year when he didn't score a touchdown. Obviously, Travis Kelce is old, but he's Kelce, and he's got so many more targets when Rashee Rice was out, and Rashee Rice is going to miss some time. Sam Laporta has been tight end 1 for one of his years, and he started the season really slow, and then he finished really strong. Was that because of injury or just because they were throwing the ball so much late? Am I missing anyone from that trio? I think the question is Njoku, right? Njoku's been so good, as Jamie outlined last year, without Deshaun Watson. And he, I feel like, has been a top 6 to 8 tight end 3 seasons in a row on a per game basis. He's been pretty underrated. So, Heath, when do you take these guys?
Well, I think that the funny thing is our preference for these guys may be pretty close to the exact reverse order of ADP currently. So I think probably round 6 is when you can start looking for these guys. Often Njoku falls to round 7 or round 8, but he is my favorite. But I have Njoku, Kelsey, Hawkinson, Laporta in that range, all in round 6. So they're 30 picks behind George Kittle. They're 30 picks ahead of any other tight end for me. This is the clear tier 2, but they don't get drafted in the same spot all the time. Usually one of them, usually Kelsey or Njoku, maybe Hawkinson, falls to round 7 or 8.
Dave, this is one of the toughest decisions I have, particularly, again, in a 2-receiver league. Because if I'm in the 6th round or so and it's a 3-receiver league, very likely I'm taking a wide receiver here, right? Because it's great wide receiver value. We need to build out that position. 2-receiver league, I often don't know which way to go. Maybe Mahomes is on the board. These tight ends are on the board. And then I still like taking Tyler Warren late, right? And we always say greater late, right? So why am I even going to spend a 6th or a 7th round pick on a tight end? But again, I think there is a pretty compelling case to do so. What do you do in this situation?
I think the only one that I would consider in that range is Laporta. Maybe Njoku if we're talking the end of round 7. But when I go shopping for a tight end, it's almost like the same philosophy as I have with quarterbacks. I want a good value. I will let other people reach for Bowers and McBride because they think they're drafting the next Kelsey. They might be, but I don't want to start fighting for them around 15th overall. I'm looking for them around the 2-3 turn. And with other tight ends, I don't see it with Andrews, and I don't really see it with Hawkinson, especially once Jordan Addison comes back. I think that those two guys are definitely getting picked way too soon. And the only change up from there's obviously a tight end that I really love. It's Tyler Warren. And now I have to take him in round 8, but I'm trying to get him in all my leagues. But outside of that, I'm really comfortable just kind of letting tight end come to me and getting a fair value on one. And I know that even if I have to wait until round 12 and get Zach Ertz to be my starter to begin the year, I'm completely at peace with that.
Okay, fair enough. Do you also think that the 2-receiver versus 3-receiver thing is influencing this decision at tight end?
Sure, of course, because you've got to start 3 receivers. It certainly makes the receiver position that much more valuable.
If you guys do end up waiting at tight end, who are you usually targeting, Jamie?
Tyler Warren, Tucker Kraft, Colston Loveland, and Dalton Kincaid.
And sometimes Njoku makes it that far.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And maybe 2 of them, right?
And maybe 2.
Yeah. I don't hate that because now you're taking 2 shots on tight ends, hoping to get somebody that, all right, they won't be as good as Travis Kelce in his prime. But if you can find somebody that's going to get you 12 PPR points per game and you can get them in the late rounds, hell yeah, you'll take that all day.
Heath, how about you? Same question to you.
Same guys they said. It's Kraft and Loveland for the most part. If it's one of those leagues where Ertz just falls to the last round, then that's fine as a pairing with Loveland. I think actually though, like if you get Njoku in round 8 and Loveland falls to round 11 or 12 like he does sometimes, that might be a really good pairing because Njoku might be good with Flacco for as long as it takes Loveland to get acclimated to the NFL. And then when Flacco loses his job, you can just start Loveland.
My gosh, I'm not even paying attention to this draft. I just had the 35th pick. I didn't even realize that not a single quarterback has been taken. We're into round 4. And now what do I do here?
All analysts, baby.
I feel like I have to take Josh Allen over Travion Henderson, but I love Travion Henderson. Oh man.
I want to know what you do.
You're not going to get one of your, their quarterbacks are going to start to go. You're not going to get your one of your guys. So
no, but I've had a lot of success waiting on quarterback in this league. That's so stupid, right? Like taking Travion Henderson over Josh Allen. That's so stupid.
Who are your running backs so far?
I have James Cook, Malik Neighbors, and Brian Thomas. Oh.
Yeah, I would have taken Allen.
I didn't take anyone yet. I still have 15 seconds to decide.
It's been an interesting draft so far.
First person in the chat to tell me, who do I take? Who do I take? Allen or Henderson? Go, 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 go.
So Allen's your QB1?
Yeah.
So you've done an entire offseason's worth of research.
Allen. I'm going to run out of time. Give me Allen.
You've taken a whole offseason's worth of research, and you're asking the chat to make the pick for you.
All right, Josh Allen it is.
Smart.
Okay. Sorry about that, Jamie. Okay. Let me just say this about tight end, right? Just to finish this discussion here. So I came up with in round 6 in the FFT Open. And at that point, I had Nico, Genti, Hampton, Jalen Hurts were my first 4 picks. And then I took Pacheco in round 5. So I had a quarterback, 3 running backs, 1 wide receiver. And when I came up, there were 3 tight ends I liked. There were Hawkins, the 4, right? It was all those guys. It was Hawkinson, Laporta, Njoku, and Kelsey. I think they were all available. And I kind of felt like if I didn't take one there, I probably wasn't going to get one the next round, but I was willing to gamble. So I took Jerry Jeudy instead of one of those tight ends. We talked about so much how Flacco could be so good for him. So I took the receiver. I'm going to just gamble. We're almost up to my next pick. There's a couple of tight ends left, I think, so it might work out. But if it doesn't, that's okay. I can live with going with the late round guy. All right, sleeper, breakout, and bust. We'll go Jamie, Heath, Dave. Jamie, sleeper tight end.
Dalton Kincaid.
Heath.
Colston Loveland.
I'll say Zach Ertz, but I actually don't love his ADP on CBS. I'd try and get him later than round 10.
Heath, you're on the clock. What are you going to do here?
I've got a couple running backs at the top of my queue and a couple quarterbacks, but these guys are going to eat up all the wide receivers over the next 11 picks, I'm afraid. So I'm going to go ahead and take Cortland Sutton to be my number 2 wide receiver. So I have Saquon Barkley, T. Higgins, Cortland Sutton, and Brock Bowers.
I think a little 0 RB with this team.
Heath, sorry, who's your sleeper tight end?
I said Colston Loveland.
Colston Loveland, my bad. Dave, who's your sleeper tight end?
I said Zach Ertz.
Zach Ertz, there we go. Okay, sorry, I was paying attention to the draft and not the show. Also, Cortland, that's what it was. You said Cortland Sutton. Someone asked earlier in the chat how we feel about Cortland Sutton. Just so you know, we are higher on Cortland Sutton big time than ADP. We have him as wide receiver 17, I believe, in consensus rankings. I think the lowest any of the 3 of them are on Cortland Sutton is wide receiver 20. So we actually really like Cortland Sutton a lot compared to his ADP, which is closer to 23rd. Breakout tight end, Jamie, Heath, Dave, go.
Tyler Warren.
Heath?
Oh, that was really, really cruel. I'll take the booze from the chat and I'll say Brock Bowers.
Okay, it means he's going to be
Tyler Warren is the correct answer.
How many points does Brock Bowers have to average per game this year to be a breakout? He scored 15.8 last year.
18.6.
I'm going to say 17 and a half.
17 and a half?
What
Okay.
did he score last year?
15.9, something like that.
15.9.
No, he has to be better. All right, Dave, your breakout was Warren, you said?
Yeah, yes.
Man,
Jamie
you are-
Best?
these receivers are flying.
That was a good call by me, I guess.
Yes.
Jamie, bust tight end?
Bust tight end. Let's go with who have I been saying? I don't remember anymore.
I'm ready if he's not.
Oh, Mark Andrews. Sorry.
Mark Andrews. Dave?
Mark Hawkinson or TJ Andrews? Take your pick.
Heath?
Sam Laporta.
Right. You see, you just heard the 4 bus calls of basically mid-round tight ends, so that should shape your strategy a little bit there.
Well,
Kelsey's
this worked out well.
You didn't hear Njoku. Kelsey is round 6.
Yeah, a little too rich.
All right.